And he looks at a pitch up high for ball one. Jeter has reached base safely to lead off the first inning in 9 of his last 13 games.
Well, you talk about setting the table. His last 5 as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you get that guy 7 out of 8. Consistency, he's on first base. There's a good chance he's going to come around to score.
Not to mention he's now riding a season-high 12-game hitting streak. Career .341 hitter against the Indians. And Carmona drops it in there for a strike. Took a little something off, 1-2. Fausto Carmona trying to find the command that has eluded him so many times here in the early going. Jammed him, and a little comebacker to the hill. And that's a product of being ahead in the count.
Good
forcing
point.
that hitter
Yes,
to have
is.
to go after the pitch. 1 away. Here's our injury report brought to you by the law firm of Nuremberg, Paris, Ohio's injury lawyers since 1928. Call 1-800-399-2300. Johnny Damon steps in. Damon was 1 for 5 in last night's game.
You know, Cliff yesterday in Lee's start had a little trouble spotting his fastball and had to work very hard in the first 2 innings. But, you know, to his credit, throughout the course of the night, he ended up going 6 and only giving up the 3 runs. You know, that's what you call bending and not breaking.
Yeah.
With 112 pitches. I mean, he battled in there and gave his team a chance to win, but they just couldn't do anything as far as getting a big hit. Carmona looking to try and do the same thing.
Well, the one thing I like here in the early going is Carmona not afraid to go to his off-speed pitches, and maybe that's something that will keep him under control in terms of his delivery.
That was part of the game plan with Victor and Carl Willis and, Eric Wedge. Let's try and get him pitching early. If you remember in the first inning in his last start, he was lights out.
Yeah.
Then came out, and the first time he had to go to his stretch is when he had problems finding the strike zone.
Just missed with the fastball there.
See, he's one of those pitchers, Matt, where his ball, it just moves so much that, you know, anytime he tries to do more, it actually gets worse.
And the 2-2. Bouncer, nicely played by Carroll, and throws him out 2 away. That will bring up Mark Teixeira.
See that ball, natural movement, rolls over on it, gets it on the ground. Carroll makes the sliding stop. That ball stayed up higher than I think he thought it was going to.
Teixeira looks at a ball down low. 1 for 5 last night. 15 homers, 40 runs batted in on the year.
Well, 12 of those home runs have come in the month of May. So he has really had a very good month with 30 ribbies, and A-Rod has certainly made his job much, much easier since coming back.
Let's get a look at our Firestone League leaders. Firestone, a tradition of innovation.
Oh, boy, that's a nice month, isn't it? 12 dingers in the month of May. You got today and tomorrow to go.
10 of those 12 homers since A-Rod returned to the lineup. Not only that, Rick, but a .363 average during that time. I mean,
everything. 25 ribbies in the month, 19 runs scored. So he's sitting right in the middle of that lineup. When you got the big bopper behind you, they have to pitch to you a little bit more.
He was batting .198 prior to the return of Alex Rodriguez. And there is A-Rod waiting in the on-deck circle. 3-1 the count on Teixeira with 2 down in the first. And a big bouncer foul. Nick Kelleher flips it to the fans. And a full count on Teixeira. Eric Wedge has to like what he's seen so far from Fausto Carmona. And the payoff pitch is a liner into right field. Teixeira did a nice job of staying back and able to just serve that ball to right field.
He had good extension. That ball was elevated. It was high. That's why he was able to turn over and pull that ball. If that ball is down a little bit, it's another ground ball. It's just that that one was upstairs. So he will get the Yankees' first hit. And I don't care what ballpark this guy goes to, he gets the same response every time, doesn't he?
A-Rod steps in, 1 for 4 in last night's game. He has said in the past he does not like to face Carmona.
I don't know many right-handers that would. Because, I mean, initially when you get into that batter's box, you got to be thinking, okay, I'm going to have to dig something out from in on my hands.
That one is a homer, but 5 strikeouts in his career against Fausto. And a 94-mile-an-hour fastball in there for a strike to even the count at 1-1.
Yeah, if you're a right-handed hitter, you definitely have to think from the middle of the plate in with Carmona, because not many times is he going to get you out away. That ball, because his ball runs just too much and it comes in on your hands, and you're thinking, all right, if I got to get the bat head out, you'll see him. A lot of right-handers either foul balls off their body or pull them foul.
It's by Peralta in the left field, and back-to-back hits here in the first. So 2 on, 2 out, and now Robinson Cano will be the hitter.
Another ground ball. He gets the ground ball he was looking for, but that one finds the hole just under a diving Johnny Peralta. So back-to-back 2-out base hits. It'll give Cano a chance now.
And Robinson Cano 1 for 4 last night. Has been a terrific hitter this year for New York. First pitch strike. Cano has hit in 6 straight games. He already has an 18-game hitting streak earlier this year. The 0-1. You know, it's hard to believe that Cano's 18-game hitting streak was the longest by a Yankee second baseman since Bobby Richardson back in 1959 when he hit in 19 in a row.
Well, that goes to show it's not that easy to hit that many.
That's for sure.
No matter what position you're playing. But he's having a much better start to this year than he did last year. And Carmona coming in, left-handers hitting 308 off him. But you know, a disturbing number is batters are hitting 301 with 2 outs off him. Like, you know, he gets the first 2 guys out and then back-to-back singles.
Trying to get out of it here is Carmona. Got him down on the count 1-2, trying to put him away. Yankee fans making some noise, and the boos rain down on them. The 1-2 up high, evens it up. CC Sabathia, he may hear a few boos when he takes the mound. Teixeira the runner at second, Rodriguez at first. Robinson Cano with a 2-2 count. And it's a full count now as the pitch is outside. The Yankees have won 8 of their last 11, 13 of their last 16. And they lead the AL East with a 28-20 record. Runners go on the payoff pitch. Swung out and missed. Carmona gets his first strikeout, and he gets out of the inning. Yankees strand a pair. Now is Drupal. Bottom of the first, Indians come to bat against their old teammate CC Sabathia. And here's the Tribe's starting 9, brought to you by Progressive Insurance, proud to be the official auto insurance provider of the Cleveland Indians. Cabrera, Sizemore, Martinez, Peralta, Chu, and DeRosa, Garco, Francisco, and Carroll.
CC Sabathia on the mound for the Yankees. Start number 11 for him this year. 4-3 record, a 3.42 ERA with a couple of complete games. He has won his last 3 decisions covering 4 outings, where he's 3-0 with a 1.69 ERA, and he has averaged 8 innings. No decision in his first start against the Indians this year back at Yankee Stadium.
And a first pitch strike to Cabrera. No real reaction from the crowd as Sabathia takes the hill here tonight. Out of play down the right side. Then again, it's a starting pitcher doesn't get announced to the crowd like a hitter does and makes that walk to home plate.
It doesn't matter. If they want you, they got you. They know where you're at. You're at the center of the diamond.
Now the 2-strike pitch. And Cabrera fights it off. CC, as we told you at the outset, has been throwing the ball exceptionally well. In his last 4 starts, he has 1 complete game, 2 8-inning out efforts. He's 3-0 with a 1.69 earned run average. Cabrera sends a roller to short, and Derek Jeter throws him out 1 away.
Let's set that New York defense. It's on a franchise-high 15-game errorless streak. Damon in left, Gardner in center, Swisher in right. Rodriguez at third, Jeter at short, Cano at second, Teixeira at first, Posada behind the plate.
Nice crowd here at Progressive Field tonight for Game 2 in this 4-game series. Brady tried to bunt his way aboard, but he fouled it straight back. Sizemore DHing once again here tonight, as that elbow continues to bother him, and it continues to keep him out of center field. Knowing how tough he is, Rick, and how he hates to give in to pain or fatigue, starting to wonder, though, if that elbow hasn't been part of the reason for his offensive problems as well.
Well, very well could be, because anytime you try to play through something, up there, you may be suffering, but you don't make an excuse. You accept what comes with it. And he's not been the same offensive player, so I have to believe that it is affecting his swing.
Swung on and missed. 2 down as Sizemore strikes out.
Good slider from CC. Starts it at him, and CC's been awfully tough on left-handed batters this year, hitting just 173 off him. 9 for now 53. And if he can locate that slider like that, it's going to be a long day for the lefties.
That'll bring up Victor Martinez, switch hitter. 0 for 4 last night against the left-hander Andy Pettit. And the right-handers in the bullpen. And he takes ball 1. Last night, Martinez had 3 at-bats against Pettit. 1 off Aceves and 1 off Rivera. He did draw 1 walk against Pettit.
Well, right now you would think that Victor has to feel pretty comfortable at the plate. How many times has he caught CC and put down fingers in a count situation? And that's going to, just at the corner of the railing. He couldn't get over there.
Teixeira was right at the top step.
Whoever was sitting on that top step didn't even move to help him. It's like, don't be afraid. It came over, and it looks like his hip catches the point. Look, they're just sitting right there. Well, here it comes. If he could have got around that corner, he might have been able to catch it.
2-1 the count on Martinez now, as he gets a reprieve with 2 away. Missed inside with 3 balls and a strike. He fouled that right off his front foot, and he goes down in a heap. And he never shows pain when he's on the field. So
he's hurt.
He has got to be in a whole world of hurt. Martinez, one of the toughest guys on this team. And I'm telling you, folks, if he's not in serious pain, there's no way he would be down on the ground right now.
He just misdirected that ball, and it had to go off a shin or something, because it looked like that pitch was so far inside it might have hit him. But how many times? Let's check his shin. He's got the pad on, but that ball's bearing in. Kneecap.
Right on the cap.
Yes, sir. The left kneecap. And he went straight down.
And that knee is fully locked.
Yes, it is. It's locked.
Rick, he is in all kinds of pain. Yeah, I don't know, folks. This does not look good for Victor Martinez. Although he is trying to bend it there and maybe get some feeling going.
There's nothing you can do. He's in pain. And, I mean, they can ask him all the questions you want, but he's just got to say, wait a minute. Just let me sit here for a minute. That ball went right off his kneecap.
Does it make it worse when you're in that locked position with your leg?
I have no idea. I've never hit one off my knee. Well, I'll tell you one thing. How many times have you seen a guy go down and stay down like that?
Why do we seem to see so many guys do that nowadays, where they literally hit the ball off the front of their front
I don't know.
leg like
I've
that?
seen guys hit it off their back leg, front leg,
That's
all
true.
over the place. Now, I don't know. I mean, it used to be more of an instep, and you might be able to get one on your shin, but never that high up. But that ball was so up and in, that's about the only place that bat. Listen to it. He let you know right off. That thing was there, and it hurt.
Well, you got to figure the ball's coming in at some 94, 95 miles an hour. So the minute it comes off his bat, it's going at least that fast, if not picking up a little momentum, and then directly onto the kneecap. So you do the math, folks. That's got to hurt like you can't imagine.
They may just take him out for precautionary reasons.
No,
I mean,
good
to
luck.
tell you.
They may have to drag him off. What do you think?
No, you got to take it. I mean, this guy,
I'm telling you, though,
he's going to be catching and have to squat. So he's just trying to get some feeling back into it. He may try and go, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him get out of there and go ice it and get it checked out. I mean, you hate losing your best hitter in a first inning, but he's going to, I mean, he's going to try. You know him. You know what Victor is all about. But, boy, you got to be careful right here.
he does not want to come out of this game, but he can't put any pressure on that leg right now.
Whaley has to catch. And now you're catching Carmona that's going to be all over the place. You're going to be jumping around back. I would take him out.
He's not going to give in to it, at least for the moment.
Well, Eric Wedge knows that. Eric's he's gonna evaluate it and say he'll take care of him.
What Eric doesn't want to have happen is he doesn't want Victor to put himself in harm's way if he's not able to execute right here. And he is going to give it a go. So Victor Martinez with a 3-ball, 2-strike count will step back in against CC Sabathia. You got to understand, folks, too, that when Sabathia and Martinez were teammates, they were very close. CC says that today when he gets up in the morning, he checks the box scores. He wants to see what Victor Martinez did the night before. He wants to see how Grady Sizemore is doing. I mean, these guys were very close friends, not just teammates. It runs deeper than that. However, now that they're competing, CC wants to get him out and Victor wants to take him deep. It's just that simple. When it's over, they'll still be very good friends. Now, back to action. Payoff pitch.
Look, he's not even striding on it.
Looked like a changeup right there.
Yeah, it was. Watch his front foot. Up, straight down. Real gingerly.
All right, Martinez. Should he hit one in the alley? I don't know if he could run to second base.
I want to see if he can run, period, no matter where he hits it. Look,
and he can't.
You got to get him out of there.
He limps halfway down to first, and he's going to be leaving the ballgame, folks. That's unfortunate. You can see Sabathia, he's concerned about his former teammate. Sets the Indians down 1-2-3, no score after one.
Cleveland Indians, Continental Airlines, work hard, fly right. By McCafe Coffees at McDonald's, all made to order with fresh ground espresso beans. And by All Care Dental and Dentures, we make seeing the dentist easy.
Well, the news not good here at Progressive Field. Victor Martinez has left the ball game after fouling that ball off his left kneecap. Kelly Shopik comes in to replace him behind the plate. And we just certainly hope that for Martinez it's nothing serious. But I'm sure they'll take all the precautionary x-rays and everything.
Sure, and get it iced down. That was smart. I'm surprised they even let him finish that at bat. But, you know, Victor, he's not going to want to come out, so Shopik remains in the game.
Jorge Posada leads off inning number 2. Looks at ball 1. He was 2 for 3 with a double last night. Tell you one thing, with Robinson Cano striking out to end that first inning, Indians pitchers have held the opposition going back to the last series now as well. 0 for their last 25 with a runner in scoring position and 2 out. So they've done a nice job of not allowing those back-breaking RBI hits, which early in the year they couldn't keep the opposition from getting them.
Well, yeah, and offensively they weren't getting any. So that was a double-edged sword.
Posada, Hideki Matsui, and Nick Swisher here in inning 2 for New York. Fausto Carmona's 2-1 pitch. Hit in the air a long way. Deep right field and way out of here. Jorge Posada's 6th home run of the year puts the Yankees up 1-0. And that's the 6th home run allowed by Fausto Carmona this year. And the first he's allowed since April 24th.
Trying to come in, and they see that left-hander, that ball creeps back out over the plate. When you try and throw it inside, you got to maybe start it at that right hip, and if it comes in, you miss in off the plate. And Posada had a pretty good swing at that ball, and it'll give the Yankees a 1-0 lead.
Hideki Matsui takes a strike. With that home run, that gives Posada 1,406 career hits, moving past Elston Howard for sole possession of 21st place on the Yankees' all-time hit list. He's 4th among catchers. In the dirt, 1 ball, 1 strike. Bounces it foul, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Second inning has been a tough inning this year for Fausto. He has allowed 11 runs on 10 hits with 9 walks this year.
Ground ball hit to second base. Jamie Carroll. 1 away. Let's send you back to the STO studios right now for a Ford Sports Update with Al Pawlowski.
And Rick, we go to Baltimore where the Tigers are playing long ball early. Curtis Granderson here in the second inning puts Detroit up 1-0. Then in the third, Clete Thomas just knocked a solo homer. 2-0 Detroit, third inning in Baltimore. Back to you.
Thanks, Al. Nick Swisher steps in for the Bronx Bombers. Switch hitting right fielder will bat from the left side, 1 for 2 in last night's game. Carmona pushes him back off the plate. In his last start, Carmona made 21 pitches in the first inning. Tonight, 24 pitches in the first inning.
Well, and it took him 9 to get the first 2 outs. And then it took him 15 to get that final out. So that's what I'm saying. Closing out innings for Fausto. You got to, if he can get a little tidier doing things like that, that helps him in the long run.
Without giving too much credit to the opposition, though, how much of that has to do with Teixeira, who's hot, and A-Rod, who's swinging the bat
sure,
well?
You're facing the 3-4 hitters. I mean, no, you always have to give hitters their credit.
In the air, center field, Francisco going back, still going back, and it's over his head and gone. Nick Swisher with his 10th home run of the year. That ball seemed to get a little extra life as he swatted it to straightaway center field, some 400 feet. And the Yankees now lead it 2-0.
Number 10 for Swisher. And the Yankees have doubled up in this inning. This one, he earned it. I mean, he went straight away 400. He stayed on that little sinker, middle of the plate, and hit it a long way. And that's not an easy pitch to hit in the air. But this one had some carry to it, and it's now New York 2-0. Couple of solo home runs here.
Brett Gardner takes a strike. The way Francisco initially went back casually, I thought he's going to have an easy play there. And then all of a sudden he got up on his horse and ran out of real estate in a hurry. Big chopper to first. Garco, the flip, close play. Got him by a whisker. The speedy Gardner erased 3-1 on the put out, 2 down.
Now you're walking back, you slow him down and let him catch his breath. He just beats the foot of Brett Gardner on the bag. That is as close as you can get. And remember last year, that's how Carmona hurt himself on a play like that with David Murphy from Texas. But he does beat him. Good shot, guys, right there. Nicely done. That's how he ended up on the DL, hurting that hip on the exact same play.
2 down for Derek Jeter. Tapped one back to the mound his first time up. And a first pitch strike. Swung on and missed. Good sinking fastball. Derek Jeter trailing only Lou Gehrig on the Yankees' all-time hit list. Swung out and missed. And Carmona gets his second strikeout tonight. But the Yankees get 2 home runs in the second inning, and they now lead it 2-0. Provided by Goodyear. New Fuel Max tires help you get there on less gas. Calculate your savings at GoodyearTires.com. Yankees lead 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Johnny Peralta, Shin-Soo Choo, and Mark DeRosa to face CC Sabathia, who set the Indians down in order in the first. Missed inside for ball one. Peralta 0 for 3 last night.
Well, the 2, 3, 4 guys last night, they controlled. Sizemore and Martinez, Peralta. They were just 1 for 12 with a couple of walks. So between Pettit and the rest of the crew.
Johnny yanks one toward left center. Hanging in the air, though. Johnny Damon is there, makes the catch as Gardner pirouetted out of the way. One down. And let's take a look at the Alltel text poll question of the game. Which former Indian would you have liked to see stay in Cleveland the most? CC Sabathia, Manny Ramirez, Jim Thome, other. Text your answer to 31962. And we'll have the results later in the game. Choo looks at a ball outside. Came on as a pinch hitter late in last night's game. Had a sac fly, drove in a run, also had a base hit off Mariano Rivera in the 9th. Up high with the heat, 2-0. Low and away, 3 balls, no strikes. And the 3-0 pitch is in there for a strike. Mark DeRosa waits on deck. Tribe down a pair here in the second inning. And the 3-1 fouled away, full count. Shin-Soo Choo batting just .220 so far this year against the left-handers. .323 against right-handed pitching. And now the payoff pitch. Just missed outside, ball 4. So 1 on, 1 out now for Mark DeRosa. CC Sabathia in his return to Cleveland for the first time since the Indians traded him last year to Milwaukee, and then he signed in the offseason with the Yankees. Told me yesterday it has not been as crazy as he may have imagined, or as crazy as people led him to believe it might be with the media and all the attention. He said, other than yesterday having to talk to all the Cleveland writers, and I said opening day, it really hasn't been that big of a deal. I think a lot of it, too, has to do with the fact that, you know, everything he's gone through in his life on and off the field leading up to going to New York, all of that, I think, has prepared him mentally for any challenges that he may face down the road. Now, certainly New York, there's more media attention, and it's the big stage, as they say, but CC deals with what he can control, and he knows a lot of that stuff he can't. Well, you can't control it anyway.
He started. He had his 6 years here, and
bouncing ball to third. 5-4-3 double play. 2 complete from Progressive Field. It's New York 2 and Cleveland nothing. the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Museum from the Goodyear blimp.
Great shot there, wasn't it?
Sure is. What a beautiful evening it has
Yes, indeed.
turned out to be here. Johnny Damon grounded to second his first time up tonight, and he may do it again. Jamie Carroll throws him out. One away. If you're thinking about getting engaged this summer, here's a plan. Buy your engagement ring at Alvin's Jewelers. Then, if the rain washes out your wedding, the engagement ring at least is free. It's on the house. Log on to alvinsjewelers.com. Check out all the details in their Pray for Rain promotion. Mark Teixeira, base hit off Carmona, his first time up. Looks at ball one down low.
The Yankees over their last 5 games have had 10 or more hits, so they're starting to hit the baseball.
And he takes a strike, 1-1. You may recall Mark Teixeira back in August of '04 hit for the cycle against the Cleveland Indians.
I do remember that.
And interestingly enough, the last Ranger to do it before Teixeira was Oda B. McDowell,
right,
who also did it against the Indians in 1985.
If I'm not mistaken, his last hit was the home run.
I can't remember exactly.
I think it was the straightaway center field.
It's interesting here that there were 58 cycles in the big leagues between Oda B. McDowell's cycle and then Teixeira. No, it was a single, Rick, in the 7th inning off Cliff Bartosh. Remember him?
Oh, God.
He was 4 for 5 that day with 1 strikeout, 7 runs batted in.
Cliff
He saved
Bartosh.
the easiest one for last. Cliff Bartosh, yeah. Well, you think of Cliff Bartosh and Dave Elder gave up the 500th career home run to Rafael Palmeiro in Texas. Now the payoff pitch in the air, center field, well struck. Francisco back, should have room this time, and he does. 2 down.
Well, we want you to fill the house for Center for Families and Children on Wednesday, June 10th, when the Indians take on the Kansas City Royals. For every ticket sold, $1 will be donated to that charity. And this season-long community outreach program has already raised over $150,000 for local charities. So visit Indians.com/fill the house for more info.
Carmona's pitch up and in, spins him out of the way. Rodriguez with a single off Carmona in the first, just his 2nd career hit off Fausto in 8 at-bats. Alex Rodriguez, who admitted to using steroids earlier in his career, but the cloud still hovers over him. It seemed like there for a while, Rick, there was a different story almost weekly that came out about Rodriguez.
Well, and then he disappeared for a while with the hip.
Yep, went down and did most of his rehab in Tampa at the Yankees spring training home.
And then, as always, a flair for the dramatics. He homers in his first at-bat after coming back off of that rehab.
I think it was the first pitch even.
Yeah, from Jeremy Guthrie in Baltimore.
3-0 pitch. And it's in there for a strike. Now Carmona ready with a 3-1 pitch. And that's his first walk tonight. And it comes with 2 outs here in the third. And that is a real strange statistical oddity this year. How many times he's retired the first 2 hitters in an inning and then just cannot get a 1, 2, 3 inning.
I told you in that first inning it was 15 pitches. So, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to explain. I mean, but it happens continually. Hopefully you can get this guy out early in the count. Robinson Cano, who struck out in his first at-bat, but did go deep into the count and went to a full count.
Big bouncer to third.
There you go.
Johnny Peralta will go the long way, and the inning is over. So Fausto does a nice job to get out of the third. Yankees in front 2-0. A family enjoying a night at the ball yard. Indians on the short end of a 2-0 score as we go to the bottom half of the third inning. Bottom third of the Indians order due up. Ryan Garco, Ben Francisco, and Jamie Carroll to face CC Sabathia, who has walked 1, struck out 1 through the first 2. Garco, a .261 hitter on the year, 5 homers, 22 runs batted in. Sat last night's game out. Looks at a first pitch strike from Sabathia.
CC in 5 starts on the road this year, 3-2, and a fine .292 ERA. You know, the amazing thing, you talk about Yankee Stadium and all the home runs flying out of there. He's given up 2 homers on the road and only 1 at home in 5 starts there as well.
Yep. It still comes down to executing and making the
Sure
pitches, regardless of where you're pitching. The 0-2 delivery and a swing and a miss. Well, CC Sabathia was asked yesterday if he ever envisioned himself leaving the Cleveland Indians.
3 or 4 years ago, if you'd asked me that, I would have probably thought that I would be here, stayed here through my whole career. But, just worked out where, as I got older and, we couldn't get a contract done or anything done. It was kind of knew I was getting traded, last year coming into the season. So, I had good times here. You've been here, I got drafted by these guys when I was 17. So, it's just one of those things.
Ben Francisco with one out steps in, pops it back out of play. CC understands that there is a business side to this game, but he said it's still hard to come back here. He said, I miss a lot of things about Cleveland, the people who embraced me and treated me like one of their own. And he said, I still think about my house out on the west side and the kids running up and down the street and playing in the neighborhood.
When you're drafted by somebody at 17 years old and you play here for as long as he did, I mean, when you're out, it's like losing your family. I'm serious. That's all you know. He was raised by the Cleveland Indians, and he was raised properly. I mean, he gets it. He knows what the game's all about. It is different. It'll never be the same. And now he's on the biggest market you can get into. And it wouldn't surprise me to see him be the same horse he was here.
In the air, center field, Brett Gardner. 2 down. Time now to check out our Subway fresh face of the game. And Jordan Brown at AAA Columbus over his last 12 games, batting .380. 4th in the league in average, 4th in slugging percentage, and tied for 4th in doubles. Subway, play hard, eat fresh. Two down now for Jamie Carroll. As you get a great shot of Progressive Field from the Goodyear blimp. Carroll 0 for 3 last night. Now the 0-1. Carroll lines one toward right field. Swisher was playing shallow, but he's able to race back and make the grab, and the Indians go 1-2-3. Sabathia has faced the minimum through 3, and the Yankees lead it 2-0. Two 2-0, New York on top. Top of the 4th inning, Jorge Posada, Hideki Matsui, and Nick Swisher. Fausto Carmona's made 54 pitches through the first 3 innings, 33 for strikes. Comparatively, CC Sabathia has made 33 pitches through the first 3 innings. But still, Carmona much better tonight than he was in his last start. Still, he's on the short end of a 2-0 score. 2 solo homers by New York in the 2nd inning. Posada fouls it just beyond the Indians' dugout. I mean, I guess when you consider where Carmona was at when he walked off the hill in his last start to what he's done tonight, you have to be pretty impressed.
Well,
and if you're Eric Wedge, you have to feel pretty good.
When you think about the first inning that he pitched in his last game, it was crisp. Everything was right there, and he just never got out of the second. You know, then the control, it just left him on a couple of base hits, and he just never got through that inning. And I'm sure you had to sit back and think about what it was. And, you know, he started pitching early in the game, throwing some off-speed pitches and breaking balls instead of trying to power his way through everything.
That's fouled off.
You know, and for the Yankees, out of the 14 batters that he has faced, only one guy has swung at the first pitch. And there's no reason to, because I'm sure they get the scouting report, make him get in the strike zone.
I have to tell you, I was a little concerned that he may not get out of the first tonight because of how we know this Yankee lineup can be very patient and make you throw strikes. And, you know, just based on where he was when he left that last start. But he has done a nice job to this point. Still early in the game. 2-2 the count. But I think, you know, for Carmona, so far so good. Yeah, he has given up 2 solo home runs.
I've seen him take that walk behind the mound about 3 times tonight, where I think he's just trying to tell himself, you've got to slow down. Look at him. He's really concentrating before he looks up and gets the sign to try and slow himself down and just stay within himself.
Shatters the bat. Carroll stays with it, throws him out. 1 down.
I mean, he settled himself down. He came right back, and it's a great sinker off the end. You see the movement on that?
All he saw were pieces of bat flying through the air.
That was the same bat that left the yard the last time up. Look at it, and now it's in pieces.
Hideki Matsui steps in, grounded out to second base his first time up. So really, this has been the Fausto Carmona who we all know and respect when he's pitching well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ground ball outs.
Yeah, 1 fly ball out.
And
That's
2 strikeouts.
Yep.
So, yeah. Matsui gets into one pretty well hit deep left center. It's going to be off the fence. Francisco makes a good strong throw to second, but a little bit offline, and Matsui just does get in there without a slide for a 1-out double.
Well, there's a nice approach. That ball on the inner part of the plate, and he's going to take it the other way. Stayed inside. That's what you call staying inside the baseball. Drives it off the wall. Francisco played it nicely. Came one hopper right back to him, and not a bad throw to get in there. It was going to be a double anyway when you hit it that far to left center field. So that is hit number 5 for the Yankees. They have 3 extra base hits, the 2 solo home runs, and the Matsui double.
And now Nick Swisher, who homered to straightaway center, his first time up tonight. This is down low for ball 1. Swisher to straightaway central his first time up tonight.
That's about as deep as you can hit it in this park.
You know, one of the odd things about last night's game, I went back and looked at this afterwards. There were 18 hits in the game last night and only 1 for extra bases.
Yeah.
That's a lot of hits to only have 1 extra base knock. Already 3 extra base hits tonight. And again, that's a tribute to really Cliff Lee and Andy Pettit, and then the Yankee bullpen who followed him.
The hitter's taking what the pitcher's giving, and they didn't make a lot of mistakes middle of the play where they're going to do damage to it.
And the one extra base hit, I believe, was a 2-out double, and it didn't figure or factor into the scoring at all. Now the 2-0 pitch. Three balls, no strikes to Swisher with Brett Gardner on deck. Swisher, 4 hits and 15 career at-bats against Carmona. And a 3-1 is low. So, his second walk tonight. The Yankees have 2 on with 1 out, and the 9th hitter in the order, Brett Gardner, to the plate.
Well, have you planned your company picnic yet? The Indians offer a one-of-a-kind venue here at Progressive Field. You can choose from a variety of affordable food and beverage options. Just call 216-420-HITS for full information on the group picnics.
Here's Gardner now with 2 on and 1 out. He is 1 for 4 in the series. And it's a called strike. Carmona would obviously love a ground ball here, but Gardner tough to double up.
Yeah, he would have to hit it right at somebody, right at Carroll or right at Cabrera.
One and one. He has hit into 2 double plays on the year.
I want to send along a happy birthday wish to Liam Gallagher, 2nd grader. It's his 8th birthday. Goes to Redwood Elementary out in Avon, your neck of the woods. So, Liam, happy birthday to you.
The 1-1. Ground ball to first. Garco gets the runner at second. Barely. No, they're going to say Cabrera came off the bag, and everybody's safe.
Well, tried to rush it. Tried to rush the throw, and you know, that all goes into factoring who's running the bases. You got to get the first out. And Garco rushed his throw to second base, and it pulls Cabrera off the bag, and they don't get anybody. That'll be an error on the throw. See, that's a bad throw. Cabrera did everything he could to try and get the foot on the bag, and you can see Mark Carlson right there.
Did he not drag the toe across while he had the ball? Let's see.
No.
Well, oh, I think it's an out.
Well, it's hard to tell.
I think that's an out. That's a bad call. He was dragging the toe across the bag.
Well, from that angle, we got to see if he was on top of the bag. You don't know. That was not a very good throw, though, and it'll go as an error.
So bases loaded, 1 out. Derek Jeter, the batter. 0 for 2 tonight. Up the middle, into center field. That'll score Matsui. Here comes Swisher. On his way to third goes Gardner. The Yankees lead it 4-0. So the error and the following base hit, and the Yankees take advantage.
And he continues his hitting streak.
13 in a row for Jeter.
I mean, this is another ball. He's going to be aggressive because Carmona had him down the first 2 at-bats. Just gets into center field, but that will allow 2 to score. That big old Baltimore chop over the pitcher's head. It is now a 4-0 game.
And Yankees at the corners with still only 1 out.
You know, let's get another look at that play at second. Here's Garko throwing. Let's see. I mean, it did look like his foot could have been on that base.
Oh, yeah.
Now, wait.
It's on it. It's on it the
scraped,
whole way.
Well, then.
Yep, that's
I mean, we don't see him with the catching the ball. We see the foot on the base.
Oh, yeah. The first angle, you saw it. He had the glove, and the toe was dragging across the base. But they didn't get the call, and the Yankees take advantage, and now Johnny Damon 0 for 2 steps in. And looks at the ball outside. That's hammered to right field. Another run will score. Gardner touches home. On his way to third goes Jeter. The throw will not be in time. Jeter in with the head first dive.
It'll probably be another error because Chu dropped that ball and Jeter was going to pull up at second base and decided to go to third after that ball got away from Chu.
Well, let's see how they rule.
Yeah, that's already on the board. Damon hits a one-hopper right here. And watch Chu. He goes to, he just misses the ball. And that's now is exactly when Jeter went to third base. So that's the second error in the inning.
All coming apart at the seams for the Tribe right here. Now down 5-0. And Mark Teixeira, 1 for 2, will be the batter. And Teixeira takes a strike. Garko going to freeze the runner at third. Jeter, now he's going to run him back toward the bag.
He got rid of the ball too early. Jeter does his job. He allows the runners to move up to second and third. Garko got rid of that ball a little too early. He should have ran him all the way back to the base where that runner from second couldn't come to third. But
so Jeter is retired for out number 2.
That'll go as a fielder's choice 3. Now watch here. Here's where Garko, you run him back. Now you see at second, Damon's starting to come. You keep running him back. He gives it up way too early. That enabled Jeter to do his job as a base runner, but let the runners move up to third and second. You've got to get him back to third base and his momentum going back there before giving that ball up. And that runner would have had to stay at second base.
Alex Rodriguez, the 8th man to bat in the inning, has singled and walked. Looks at the ball down low. It didn't appear to me as though Garko even looked at that runner at second base to see where he was at. Had he taken a peek, he may have just continued to run Jeter back to the bag. .76 pitches now on the night for Carmona. Trying to get out of this without letting it get out of hand now. And 1-1 the count on Rodriguez. Damon the runner at third, Teixeira at second. And the 1-1 to Rodriguez is just a bit inside. 2 balls and a strike. Damon had the RBI single. Teixeira got on board on the fielder's choice. Jeter, who was just erased at home plate, drove in 2 with his single in the inning. And now it's 3-1 with Cano to follow. He would be the 9th man to bat in the inning. And if he walks Rodriguez, he would reload the bases. Pitch number 80 for Fausto. And it's ball 4. They're loaded. Here's the All Care Dental Indentures Smiling Easy Cam. Unless you're a Yankee fan, not a whole lot of smiling going on right now. 17 locations across northeastern Ohio. All Care Dental Indentures make seeing the dentist easy. Robinson Cano 0 for 2. He had 2 on and 2 out in the first inning and struck out. He batted with a runner at first and 2 down and grounded out to third to end the third inning. And again, he comes up with 2 outs, but this time the bases are loaded. And Cano 1 for 6 in the series. And he lines one to center field. That's a base hit. 2 more will score. Damon comes home. Teixeira scores. Trying to go to third is Rodriguez, and he is out at the bag to end the inning. The Yankees do plate 2 more. They bat around, score 5 in the inning, and now lead it 7-0. Back here at Progressive Field, beautiful shot out on the Lake Erie. Not so beautiful inside Progressive Field, where the Yankees have jumped out to a 7-0 lead thanks to a 5-run fourth inning. Carmona had a rough go of it, but his defense did not help him much. A couple of errors behind him, mental and physical. CC Sabathia to face his Drupal Cabrera for the second time tonight. And a first pitch strike. Cabrera grounded out to short, his first time up. And CC's 0-1 pitch. Missed down and in. Chops it foul over toward the Indians dugout. Hey, a reminder, there is a ticket special going on until midnight tonight. you can purchase upper box tickets at half price for the Friday, June 12th interleague game when the Indians host the St. Louis Cardinals. Visit Indians.com to take advantage of this special offer and just use the promo code GARKO, GARKO, and you can get upper box tickets at half price Friday, June 12th, Indians Cardinals. Swung on and missed. Third strikeout for Sabathia, one down here in the fourth.
This is when CeCe can pile up the punch-outs, is when he has that pitch working right there, that back foot slider down and into the right-handers. Because he basically, that first time through, went fastball, changeup for the most part. But he gets you when he gets that slider, he locks you in. When he's got all three working, he can be awfully tough. And to this point, he hasn't given up a hit.
Brady Sizemore takes a breaking ball for a called strike. Now the 0-1. Foul back. In case you're wondering, Sabathia has had 2 starts this year in which he got roughed up. Against Oakland, which
what's new?
That's nothing new. That's right.
That's right. That's
he allowed 7 runs in 6 2/3 innings, and then his first start of the year in Baltimore, he allowed 6 runs in 4 1/3.
And that one was control. He had 2 wild pitches, and he had, I think, 5 walks. He was all over the place in that start, and I did watch some of that. 5 walks, a couple of wild pitches. With Oakland, we just figure that's just another start for CeCe.
That's his.
He's done that from day one. Vallejo, California native, grew up out in the Bay Area. He just never pitched well against Oakland for whatever reason. He has, I think, 1 good game that we can remember.
And that game this year was in New York against Oakland. But as you see, Tomo Oko warming now in the Indians' bullpen. Here is the 0-2 to Sizemore. He's able to hold up. And the count of ball and 2 strikes.
That was the pitch he got Grady on the last time, the slider. He was able to check it, hold up this time. Slider, slurve. Sometimes he can tighten it up, and other times he can slow it down and make it a bigger break. Sometimes it looks like a curveball. Other times he tightens it up and makes it like a slider.
And the 1-2. Brady ropes it foul. Sabathia, along with the off-speed pitches, in the back of every hitter's mind, they still have to think about hole number 1.
Well, yes, when you're throwing 94, 95, absolutely.
Popped him up. Shallow left. Jeter, the shortstop, makes the grab. 2 away. Every time the Indians go deep this year, we raise more money for the Gathering Place. Great clips, donating $50 for every Indians homer this year. Rick and I are each donating $5 for every Indians homer. $3,060 to date this year for the Gathering Place. You can log on to touchedbycancer.org for more information and find out how you too can make a donation. The Gathering Place is a wonderful, wonderful charity that helps individuals and families who are trying to battle cancer. 2 down for Kelly Shopping. Gets his first at-bat tonight. Came on for Victor Martinez, who fouled a ball off his left kneecap in the first inning. No update on the status of Martinez, who was really unable to run. He wound up grounding a ball to second base and made it halfway down the line to end that first inning. And the pitch is inside. Got a Got a message through Twitter, Rick, from a British Tribe fan who's watching us on MLB.com in London and wanted an update on the Victor Martinez knee injury. He wants to know, is it bad? Well, it's not good.
You know what? When we find out, we'll let you know.
Absolutely. Shopik swings and misses 1-2. If you joined us late, here's what happened.
He stayed down for 5 minutes. I mean, that was off his kneecap. And he went down and stayed down, and you could just tell he had to leave the game.
He tried to stay in.
Look at it. It's like a one-legged man right there. It looked like a
Captain Pegleg.
Yeah, the sack race.
Shopik checks on a ball up high. 2-2 the count. Sabathia into the line and the 2-2 pitch. And Shopik strikes out looking. 4 Ks for Sabathia. Indians go 1-2-3 again. They trail 7-0. Baseball on Sports Time Ohio, brought to you by Subway. Play hard, eat fresh. By Alltel Wireless. Choose who you call for free with My Circle. Any number, any network. 7-zip, Yankees on top. As we go now to the 5th inning of play. And Fausto Carmona's night is over after 4 innings of work. 7 runs on 8 hits. And he'll yield to Tomo Oka, who will come on for the Indians to make his Indians debut. You see what he did at AAA Columbus. Tomo Oka has not pitched in the big leagues since June 5th of 2007 with Toronto.
Well, Fausto Carmona going 4 innings tonight, 8 hits. 7 runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, 2 home runs. Of course, a couple of errors last inning, and there was, 3 unearned runs in that inning, or out of the 5?
Jorge Posada looks at strike 1 from Tomo Oka. Posada homered off Carmona in the 2nd inning. Back at a play, 0-2. Tomo Oka signed with the Indians as a minor league free agent on December 5th. Made 9 starts at AAA Columbus, as you saw the numbers a moment ago. Ryan Garko is going to go to the bag himself at first to retire Posada, 1 down. Let's go back to the STO studios right now for a Ford Sports Update.
All right, guys, let's head down to Kauffman Stadium where the Royals are hosting the Chicago White Sox on throwback night. And Mitch Meyer with the triple here to deep right center in the third scores Willie Bloomquist from first base. KC took a 2-0 lead. It's now 2-1 in the 6th inning in KC. Back to you.
But those uniforms, the old throwbacks.
1-0 the count here on Hideki Matsui, who doubled and scored in the 4th. Back out of play, 1-1. Matsui, a strike at the knees, outside corner. 1-2 the count. Out of play. You know, Matsui has always been a guy who looks like when he starts to swing that he's stepping in the bucket, that he's pulling off the ball, and yet he consistently makes very hard contact. Down and in. Tapper towards second. Jamie Carroll takes care of it. 2 down.
Follow the Tribe on your iPhone and iPod. Touch with MLB.com at Bat 2009. It's a great new application featuring play-by-play video highlights and live audio broadcasts. Visit Indians.com on your iPhone or iPod Touch to purchase this app today.
Two down now for Nick Swisher, who has homered, walked, and scored a pair of runs. Oka delivers. It's low. 1-1. Two balls and 1 strike. Blue Jays beat Boston for the 2nd game in a row after ending their 9-game losing streak.
Starting to straighten it back up a little bit. And they beat the right team when you're beating the Red Sox, because the Yankees came into this game a half a game up in first place.
Yankees winners of 7 of their last 10 and 13 of their last 16. And leading it tonight 7-0. Joe Girardi watching his club score 5 in the 4th to break it open. In the AL East, you see New York
as
at the
of
top.
right now.
I don't know that if Tampa Bay will be able to get into this race or not, though. From what we've seen of them, I mean, they certainly have talent, but they haven't been able to find that level of consistency so far. Still a lot of time left in the year. Swisher rolls it to first. And the inning is over. For the first time tonight, the Yankees go 1-2-3. But they lead it 7-0. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. New Fuel Max tires help you get there on less gas. Calculate your savings at GoodyearTires.com. Johnny Peralta leads off the home half of the fifth inning. Peralta has flied out to center tonight. CC Sabathia has not allowed a hit through 4 innings. He's walked 1, struck out 4. And a strike is called. 1-2 the count.
Showing him that fastball. Anytime he shows it, he's trying to make that perfect pitch inside or missing off the plate. That one, I think Johnny felt it was inside. But then he's attacking the guys with the changeup and that slider when he gets to a 1-2 count. Another fastball in, maybe.
Ran it up and in.
That's when you get that 1-2 count. You double up there and to set up this pitch here, which may be that changeup down and away.
And the 2-2 pitch in the dirt. Full count. You know, there's an interesting back page story in Sports Illustrated talking about, with the absence of George Steinbrenner as the emperor of the Yankee enterprise, saying how he misses that presence. You know, without George, you know, baseball is kind of missing that big, oversized personality.
Well, he was front and center for how many years?
And in his absence, you know, there really hasn't been anything coming out of the Big Apple. And none of the bluster, none of the calling players out in public, calling guys onto the carpet. Now, right now, they're rolling. But early in the year when they had some of their struggles, you know George would have gone ballistic.
It
over
wouldn't have stayed quiet.
something.
You're right. We've seen it for years and years, how he changed managers. And
struck him out looking. Talk about a perfect pitch. Johnny would beg to differ.
That was a pretty good pitch.
But that's the 5th strikeout for Sabathia.
That was a pretty good pitch. Look at the target. It's sitting right there. That's an excellent pitch by CC. I think Johnny might have been looking for something off speed and away, and he got the express in.
So Sabathia dialing up a dandy so far here tonight. Shin-Soo Choo, the only Indians base runner of the game, when he drew a walk with 1 out in the 2nd inning. Back to the mound. CeCe tried to barehand it. And Cano did too, and neither one of them can come up with it. It goes into center field, and the Indians will have their first hit of the night. You talk about a seeing eye single. That one somehow saw its way through 2 hands.
Well, CC hit it. It went off his bare hand. And then Cano, I don't know if he would have had it if he fields it cleanly. Watch CC. It knocks it straight down. I don't know if it got a finger, and then he never even touched it. Cano. CC, it goes straight down. That big old mitt. You know, he catches the ball from the third baseman every time with that bare hand. He couldn't hold on to this one. It had some spin, and that ball hit the infield and maybe a spike mark and stayed down.
Yeah, Cano was waiting for it to pop up.
Yes,
You're right.
he was, and that ball stayed down, so the Indians have their first hit.
And Mark DeRosa takes a strike. Boy, how many times have we seen Sabathia in his career reach up with
I
that bare
know it.
hand, and you think, oh, don't do that, you know?
Wasn't there a game coming out of spring training where a ball hit him in the forearm?
Yeah,
and
we thought we were doing the game.
Yeah.
That was in 07.
I know it, and we thought, uh-oh, this guy, how can you break camp and you're going to have your number 1 starter on the DL?
We thought it was big welt on his forearm, but, you know, it was no big deal. It
was almost like the Garco ball hit off Burley.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, he's done that time and time again. He'll go at it with his bare hand.
Now a slow chopper, and Cano can't or does get to it. And now going to third is Choo, the throw, and not in time.
How about that?
Tell you what, I thought he was going to be a dead duck at first.
The only reason why he wasn't is Cano couldn't get enough on the throw. But Choo just never hesitated. He expected that ball to get through. And you know what? On sure hustle, even though the score is 7-0, I'm happy for him that he wasn't thrown out. Because look what you can do. That ball never even got to right field, and he's able to slide in safely. I mean, that shows you if you hustle and you just put your head down and run, what you can do. But Cano just threw that ball quickly, didn't plant and get enough on it, and he was able to beat it out. So there's runners at the corners. That'll be a base hit for DeRosa.
You know, I'll say there's 2 good examples of hustling right there. One, Choo. Another one, though, for Cano. I mean, in a 7-0 game, he could have said, that's going to get through. But he gave it a heck of a diving effort, even though he was out on the outfield grass to begin with.
Well, Teixeira at first, as soon as that ball was hit, broke back to first base. He didn't even go after it.
Now let's see if the Indians can cut into this deficit. Ryan Garco steps in, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And he lines one to center field, a base hit. That's going to bring home Choo. DeRosa will stop at second. Indians are on the board with 3 straight singles off Sabathia here in the 5th inning.
Well, chalk that one up to good hustle for Choo right there to get over to third base. And the Indians are on the board.
Coach.
Yes, the Indians are on the board. This is going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it. And Garco getting that base hit. It looked like it might have been a changeup that was upstairs. It was a high changeup. Boy, and you get those guys on, it's amazing. That location's a little different. In comes Choo. The Indians cut it. It's now 7-1, and they have runners at first and second.
Ben Francisco fly to center his first time up. See if he can keep the heat on Big CC, who is now at 61 pitches on the night. And Francisco takes a strike. Francisco's driven in 5 in his last 5 games. 6 hits in his last 11 at bats coming in. Looks at a ball up high. On the homestand, Ben Francisco has 8 hits and 17 at bats. He's been a guy who's really thrived at home this year, batting .311 at Progressive Field as opposed to .235 on the road. 2 on, 1 out. And that's hit hard to left, right at Johnny Damon, who went to his knees to make the catch, and he kind of shakes his head. Maybe that ball was knuckling, or maybe he just lost it momentarily.
Maybe a little top spin on the ball because it was hit so hard from Francisco. I mean, when you hit a ball that hard and it's starting to sink on you. Look at that ball coming down, and it is sinking. Man, that's tough play. Look at him. He's shaking his head. But the key of it is catch it. It doesn't matter how. You don't get points for making it look good. You got to catch it. That's out number 2. But, boy, that was on the nose. The Indians could have used that hit there.
Tough break for Ben. Now Jamie Carroll flied to right his first time up. And a first pitch strike. Jamie Carroll, 8 hits and 29 at bats on the year. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. If Carroll keeps the inning alive, Asdrubal Cabrera would be next. CC Sabathia took a no-hitter into the 5th, struck out Johnny Peralta. And then Shin-Soo Choo bounced a seeing-eye single up the middle. DeRosa had an infield hit, and then Garco with a solid line drive got the Indians on the board. Carroll bangs it foul over by third base. Two on, 2 out. Drive down 7-1. Jamie Carroll trying to keep some heat on CC here. 1-2 pitch. And he slugs it up the gut into center field. Coming around third, Mark DeRosa. He's going to score. And Jamie Carroll delivers a 2-out RBI hit. Makes it a 7-2 ball game. And now Asdrubal Cabrera will bat with 2 men on and 2 men out. And those white hankies are rolling now.
Well, there you go. Jamie Carroll just finding a way to putting it in play. And it finds a hole right up the middle, which will score DeRosa. Look at that pitch. That is a great pitch. Sabathia again goes up with a bare hand. It was just way too high for him to do anything. But that's battling. See, that's what you like to see more hitters do, man. You put the ball, you get 2 strikes, you protect the plate. Put the ball in play, and he drives in a run. It's a 7-2 ball game.
Asdrubal Cabrera 0 for 2 tonight. Looks at a ball outside. This will be pitch number 70 of the night for Sabathia right here. Swung on and missed. Boy, he still has the the old express when he needs it. But again, as you said earlier and so many times, it's the location of the pitch that matters most. Look where it's at.
Yeah, but he was sitting away. Posada's sitting away. He throws that ball and it runs inside. It ends up being an outstanding pitch on the inside part of the play when he was sitting away. And he's just tying him up inside. That's the slider. After he runs the heater in there, watch this ball. Going down and in, way out in front.
Yeah, he's really had Cabrera's number here.
Yes, he has. He's had him totally out front. Got him with that pitch, his last at-bat, to strike him out. 2 ways to go. High fastball if he wants, or go right back down and in with the slider.
Down and in and got him. Cabrera fires the helmet and the bat in disgust. Half dozen punch-outs for Sabathia, but the Indians are on the board now, 7-2.
Ooh, baby, how about that? It's almost 9 o'clock, looking good.
7-2 New York here at Progressive Field. Tomooka stays on for a second inning of relief work. He'll face Brett Gardner, Derek Jeter, and Johnny Damon here in the 6th. Gardner scored a run in the 4th inning when he reached on a fielder's choice. One ball, one strike.
Well, as we've seen on this homestand, when you're down like the Indians are down 7-0, if you have any chance of getting back into the ball game, there have to be zeros put up the rest of the way like they did against Tampa. And then you continue to peck away offensively and add on, a couple innings in a row.
And he walks the speedy Brett Gardner. That's never a good idea. Gardner with 9 steals on the year and extremely quick. Let's get our Northern Ohio Toyota dealers game recap. Jorge Posada with a solo blast. And then Nick Swisher also went deep in the same inning. Derek Jeter drove in a pair to make it 4-0 in the fourth. And then Robinson Cano with a 2-run single that made it 7-0 New York. For a dealer near you, visit buyatoyota.com. Last 22 innings for the Indians bullpen, they've allowed 1 earned run. Now Oka will deal with Derek Jeter with Gardner at first. Another throw. Gardner not going anywhere yet.
Well, he's stolen 9 out of 11, and I would expect him to be off and running when he gets an idea and a look at the move of Oka early in the count. You've got a guy, the Jeter, that can handle the bat. He can take a lot of pitches. Especially right after the Indians came and got on the board. You did not want to walk the leadoff man.
Jeter fouls it out of play.
Send out some other birthday wishes. Mildred Branch of Mineral Ridge, Ohio is 87 today. Mildred, happy birthday. And also Jim Sykes of Coshocton turning 70. Jim, happy birthday to you.
Well, Coshocton's been checking in a lot.
Yes, it has. In this homestand, it's been a Coshocton homestand.
Jeter fights it off with 2 strikes. Runner at first here in the 6th inning, and an 0-2 count on Derek Jeter. Another throw over, keeping Gardner close.
The Yankees this year 14-11 on the road, which is the best record in the American League. You remember last year it took a while for teams to get over the 500 mark. There was, I think, only the Angels that were over for a good portion of the year. But you have the Yankees in the East. That's the only team above 500. And you have Texas out in the West. And that's the only 2 teams over 500 on the road.
Now the 0-2 pitch to Jeter, just a bit low. Well, the Minnesota Twins are a dreadful 5-15 away from the Metrodome this year. But they're still hanging in there, just 3.5 off the pace.
You know, they always play well at home. We'll get a chance to see that come Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Now the next road trip, Indians will go to the Metrodome and then to the Windy City.
Yeah, back into the division.
Both for the first time this year on the road. 2-2 pitch, just outside, full count. Jeter goes from 0-2, fouls a number of pitches off, back to 3-2. Runner goes, and Jeter hammers it to left field, a base hit. On his way to third goes Gardner. DeRosa's throw nowhere close.
Good hustle.
And it's 1st and 3rd for New York.
And, Jeter hangs in there down in the count 0-2, and he ends up getting a base hit. They started Gardner, and he made the decision on his own. That's where you call it. He's his own base coach. He says, I'm going to third base. He was off and running. He picked up the baseball and did not hesitate. DeRosa going away from the throw to third. He's got to throw it sidearm, and he gets in easily at third base. Very good hustle. So now the Yankees right back with runners at the corners, ready to strike and add to a 7-2 lead.
Yeah, DeRosa did everything he could, but
you can't stop, turn, and plan and get anything on it because your momentum's going away.
Broken bat. Garco boots it, and he'll have no play at home. He'll have to take the out at first. If he fields it cleanly, he's probably coming home with a good chance to get Gardner.
Well, that's why he didn't catch it. He peeked. He looked up first to see where that runner was, and he couldn't hold on to it. He was coming home, and up comes the head, and out goes the ball. So you just take the one out. Damon will get an RBI. Jeter goes to second. It's an 8-2 ball game.
Yeah, you can see the head coming up looking.
Sure, you peek. You go down to catch the ball. You catch it first, and then you throw it second.
8-2 New York. Mark Teixeira to the plate. And then he takes a strike. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Big bouncer to first. Garco with the flip. Oka tags the bag. 2 down. Jeter over to third.
Well, Saturday, June 13th, when the Indians come back home, they take on the St. Louis Cardinals. It'll be a 4:10 start, and all fans will receive a Shin-Soo Choo bobblehead on that day. How about that? And then after the ball game, get a chance to watch the movie Major League out on the Progressive Field scoreboard. That's all on June 13th. It's a Saturday. Visit Indians.com for tickets.
Rodriguez looks at the ball inside. Oka came off the mound awkwardly after he delivered that pitch. Swung on and missed. Well, the news is not good at the O Arena, where Orlando leads Cleveland 30-25 after the first quarter. In Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals, Cavs in a must-win scenario to force Game 7 back here in Cleveland Monday night. Rodriguez with a high pop, right field near the line, slicing into the seats. Rodriguez with 2 walks tonight. He had the base hit in the first inning. Two balls, 2 strikes. Runner at third, 2 down here in the 6th, and the Yankees up 8-2. Game 3 in this 4-game series is tomorrow here at Progressive Field with an afternoon start of 12:40. Ben Francisco will make the catch, and the inning is over. Yankees pick up a run, and they lead by 6 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. 8-2 in favor of the Yankees. Going to the bottom of the 6th here at Progressive Field on a beautiful night in downtown Cleveland. Grady Sizemore, Kelly Shopik, Johnny Peralta to face CC Sabathia. Pitch is outside for ball 1 to Grady, who is 0 for 2. He has struck out, popped up to short. And the 1-0 pitch hammered deep right field, hooking, foul. Boy, did he hit that ball hard.
Well, he got that fastball. CC looking at him. He's saying, well, you're not going to get another one of those. I can tell you that. I mean, he got one inside, and it just hooks in front of the pole, foul. That was about a 94-mile-an-hour heater.
It looked like Sizemore was looking back at Sabathia and grinning as he ran back to the plate.
He won't see that one again.
These two still very good friends.
Going slider or fastball away, it looks like. He went to a slider, Posada did. And he says, you want to pull it? Pull that.
He went 97 on him.
He reached back. He tried to hump up and throw it away, but it left it upstairs.
Here you go, buddy, old pal of mine.
You want my best hitter? Here you go.
And the 2-1. Up again with the 97-mile-an-hour heat.
See, he's overthrowing it is what he's doing. That's why he's not finding the strike zone.
Now Sabathia with a 3-1 pitch. Grady hammers this one deep center field. Gardner looking up. It is gone to the Indians bullpen.
I will say this: 8-2. CC challenged him. He kept throwing him the fastball.
Grady Sizemore takes his old pal deep for his 9th home run on the year, and it's now an 8-3 ball game.
He continued to challenge him. He says, "Hey, go ahead. I'm going to see if you can hit one out." And guess what? He did. Pepsi home run replay, and it was strength against strength right there. Fastball, he left it up, belled high, and he gave it a ride. And Grady better say thank you later after the game.
Now Kelly Shopik called out on strikes in his first time against CC and tried to hold up, but went too far there.
That's the first home run that CC has given up to a left-hander in quite some time. Let alone a base hit. In his last outing, Raul Ibanez hit a double. And that was a stretch of 26 consecutive starts without allowing an extra base hit to a left-hander. Let alone the long ball. They were hitting just 173 coming into today's game.
It looked like July of 08, A.J. Pierzynski hit a solo homer off Sabathia. That's pretty impressive.
Well, he challenged him. I will say that. He didn't give way. He didn't throw the breaking ball. He came right back with all heaters. So you better locate him.
Two-one pitch. Shopik shot it right back to our camera, and the count evens at 2-2. You almost wonder if that's also a case where, among friends, I'm bringing my best. I'm bringing you my heat.
There you go. He gave him a chance at it. Wow, that's coming right back into your living room.
Get your gloves ready.
But with that home, that's 5 hits out of the last 7 hitters by the Indians. There were no hit up until that 5th inning with 1 out. So he went 4 1/3. And now it's 5 hits out of 6.
And a breaking ball for strike 3. 7 strikeouts for Sabathia, 1 down here in the 6th inning. Let's go back to the STO studios right now for a Ford Sports update with Al Pulaski.
All right, fellas, we go down to Florida where the Magic and the Cavaliers right now in the second quarter. It's 37-31 Orlando. There's about 9 minutes to go before halftime. James and Howard are your leading scorers with 13 apiece. Cavaliers need this one to stave off elimination. Back to you.
Thanks, Al. Here's Johnny Peralta, 0 for 2 on the night. And CC up and in with the heat. He's done a good job of crowding Peralta tonight, not allowing him to extend the arms and drive the ball the other way.
That's the way you pitch, Johnny. You crowd him inside with hard stuff, and you soft away, bounce it in the dirt, and try and get him to chase after it. That's the pattern. Johnny, a guy likes to extend the arms, and if you remember when he went into New York and was hitting the ball all over the place, he was hitting, they were pitching him away, and he was wearing that right field line out down there.
He was able to turn on that pitch, but just pulled it foul. Narrowly missed having extra bases right there, which is something that has been sorely lacking from his game this year. Only 10 extra base hits, 1 homer, 9 doubles. One ball, 2 strikes. And the 1-2 to Peralta. Bounced it in there, but Johnny not offering at it. 2-2. And the 2-2. Did he hold up? He did. He did not go around. And the count goes full.
See the breaking ball you try to get him to chase. He was able to check it and hold up. Didn't go after it.
We'll see if he gives into him or if he tries to get him to chase.
If he does, he's going to throw that heater in. If he's not going to give into him, he's going another breaking ball or change up.
And he missed with it. And that is the second walk issued by Sabathia tonight. And with 1 out, Shin Soo Choo will be the batter who has walked, singled, and scored a run tonight. Another look at tonight's Alltel text poll question of the game. Who would you have liked to have seen stay in Cleveland the most? CC, Manny, Tomey, somebody else? Text your answer to 31962. Results later in the game. Chu takes low, ball 1. And Posada's going to jog out. Sabathia closing in on 90 pitches tonight. Don't forget, you can play 2 baseball games right here at Progressive Field. You get 2 unis. Hang out with guys like Lenny Barker, Joe Charbonneau, Bob Feller. Saturday, July 11th. Call 216-420-HITS or visit Indians.com and select fans to get all the information and sign up. Now the 1-0 to Chu. Caught the outside corner with a breaking ball. The 1-1. Just missed inside. Sabathia took a no-hitter into the 5th, but with 1 out, Chu broke it up with a bouncing ball, seeing eye single up the gut. And the Indians would score 2 runs in that inning. Reddy Sizemore's homer here in the 3rd, but they still trail by 5. Yankees got 2 in the second on solo homers and broke it open in the fourth, taking advantage of some sloppy Indians defense to score 5 runs. Only 2 of those runs ended up being earned. Two. Chu bounces it just foul. Boy, if he keeps that fair, he can run forever.
Yeah, well, he's got to check his bat because he looked down there to see, boy, that got deep under the trademark. You know, I think he's leery, looking maybe for a breaking ball away, and what's he get? That here, you see how late he went on it, and that's probably what he was looking for, is a little breaking ball. But the Indians hitters this second time through have really made him work.
Double play ball, 4-6-3, inning over. Indians pick up a run on the homer by Sizemore, but through 6 they trail 8-3. Brought to you by Key Bank. Feel safe at home with the banking home of the Cleveland Indians. By AM, PM, too much good stuff. Eight 3 in favor of the Yankees. Going to the 7th inning here at Progressive Field. Robinson Cano, Jorge Posada, Hideki Matsui to face Tomo Oka, who is on now for a 3rd inning of relief work. Cano takes a strike. It was Cano's 2-run single that ended the 4th inning when Alex Rodriguez was thrown out trying to go to 3rd, but it drove in 2 big runs. It was 5-0 at the point, and that 2-run hit by Cano made it 7-0. The update we're hearing from the Indians officially on Victor Martinez is that he left the game with a left knee contusion. Yeah, we saw that. And that he is day to day.
Well, that day tomorrow is going to be awfully sore, I can tell you that, because he hobbled off.
Cano in the air, center field. Francisco.
Well, you can visit the Team Shop merchandise stand on the home run porch for your very own customized jersey. You can choose any name and number for the back of the jersey. And best of all, get this. It's produced right there while you wait so you can wear it right away. That's out on the home run porch. Get your own jersey.
X-rays were taken on the left knee of Victor Martinez at Lutheran Hospital.
There you get a look at it.
And they were negative. So that's the good news on Victor Martinez. No breaks, no fractures. Just he'll be a whole lot of sore, as Rick said, probably for at least the next day or two. Jorge Posada pops one into shallow center. Cabrera back, makes the catch, 2 down. If you missed it earlier in the game, this was in the first inning. Victor Martinez against CC Sabathia.
It doesn't look like it much right there, but when we slow it down, watch his knee. Right off his kneecap. And I mean, you don't see hitters laying down on the ground. Victor's a tough guy. And I mean, he was down there for 5 minutes. He finished the at-bat. Ended up grounding out, and he could barely hobble the first. So I guarantee that thing's going to be awfully sore tomorrow.
A little flare, and it drops.
That's in lieu of the French Open.
Matsui won't go to second, though. He's another guy that's had leg problems and doesn't run well anymore.
15 love right there.
So a 2-out single.
You couldn't have placed this any better. Right off the end. Look, he's going one way, the ball goes the other. A little spin to it. Those are, when you're a hitter, those are things of beauty.
When you're a pitcher, there are things you can't say on the air.
Yeah. Well, at least it came with 2 out and nobody on.
That's true. Nick Swisher homered in his first at bat. He walked and scored in the 4th, grounded out in the 5th. You ever have a pitcher yell at you, maybe good-natured, after you get a cheap hit off of him?
Swing the bat like a man. Pat Dobson, when he was pitching with the Yankees one time, I had 4 hits, and I never hit a ball out of the infield. He came up the next day around the batting cage and asked Boog Paul, his former teammate from Baltimore, if I was hitting with the wet Sporting News.
Swung on and missed, and the count is 1-2. The 1-2 pitch, a little bit too high, evens the count. Ryan Garco on the big hop will tag the bag, and the inning is over. Stretch time in Cleveland, 8-3, New York. Friends, don't forget you can stop by Panini's and enjoy pizza, wings, or one of their famous overstuffed sandwiches on their outdoor patios. Catch the game, enjoy some of the best outdoor dining in town. Visit paninisgrill.com. Mark DeRosa goes after the first pitch, bangs it foul. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
You know, the Yankees pitchers over the last 16 games have the best ERA in the American League at 3.28. And in that 16 games, the starters have been 8-1. So they've been able to turn things around. CC going out there again trying to get through this 7th inning. He hasn't pitched fewer than 7 innings in his last 4 starts. Got to go back to May 8th at Baltimore. He had a complete game, 9 innings. Next start at Toronto, 8 innings for a win. Again at Baltimore, or against Baltimore, 7 innings. And his last start against Philadelphia, he went 8.
Straightened him up. 1 ball, 1 strike. DeRosa had the infield single and scored a run in the 5th. Behind the bag, fair ball. Rodriguez, long throw, and he got him.
Nicely done.
Well, Browns fans, you can win a Trips pack. That's the Browns' new 3-game ticket plan. Log on to STOHD.com right now and tell us your 3 favorite Browns receivers of all time, and you'll be automatically entered to win. Now, I don't know that Van Waiters would qualify as a Browns receiver, but he did catch a touchdown pass in a memorable trick play against the Vikings. I think I'd put him on that list. Old linebacker out of Indiana.
Send it in.
Why not? Be different. That might win you the 3-pack. Pitch is inside to Ryan Garko for ball 1. 34,396 our attendance here tonight for the second of 4 meetings between these two longtime rivals. And again, tomorrow is a day game here at Progressive Field. 12:40 special start time. Carl Pavano against Phil Hughes.
Ouch.
That got him. Ryan Garko goes down to first. Joe Smith on a rehab assignment tonight for the Indians. Facing Norfolk, pitched a scoreless 8th inning with 1 strikeout, did walk 1 batter.
4th time Garko has been hit this year, and the 33rd time an Indians hitter has been plunked.
The Indians hoping to get Joe Smith back. We got Rafael Perez back in the fold.
Now they're going, they still have 13 pitchers on their staff now, right?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Yeah.
Yep.
That
in the dirt.
Did that get him?
I don't think it did. I see no signal from the umpire. Down to second goes Garko.
It
sounded like it did.
You know, it's had to skip between his legs. I thought it might have got him with a bounce on the leg. Had to go between his feet. That'll be a wild pitch, a 4th for CC. Watch this. He's taking it all the way. No, he did. It missed him.
So runner in scoring position with 1 out now. Francisco 0 for 2, but his last time up, he hammered a ball to left field. But Johnny Damon was able to make the catch. He hit it so hard that the ball had that top spin you talk about. And Damon went into took a header going straight in and left to make the catch. Hits this one hard to left again. Damon twists around, jumps up, makes the catch right on the front edge of the warning track. And back to second base goes Ryan Garko.
Now, you know what? That was an easier play for him. I bet if you ask him after the game, because he could walk back and you can time it, put your arm up. That was an easier play, and that one was hit just as hard, except this one stayed up. It didn't have the sink that the last one had, and Damon jumps at the end to put it away. So Francisco, nothing to show for his last 2 at-bats, and has hit it about as hard as anybody. It even turned Damon around.
And that's not an easy thing for an outfielder to do, is it? To turn your back on the ball?
Now, they tell you they don't want you to turn, but you can do it if you know what you're doing. And he's a former center fielder, so he knows what he's doing.
He's been shagging him for a long time.
Yes, indeed.
Jamie Carroll looks at ball one up high. He had an RBI single in the 5th with 2 outs when he punched one right up the middle off Sabathia.
Actually hit a very good pitch down and away, probably out of the strike zone.
No 1-0. Caught the outside corner. Runner at second with 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th inning, and the 1-1 count on Jamie Carroll. And Sabathia over 100 pitches on the night. Just trying to work through the 7th inning.
Well, the first time he pitched against Cleveland, remember, he had 122 pitches in that game, and he ended up going 5 2/3 innings. Never got to 6.
2-1. Strike called, evens it up. Well, because of the way Sabathia has been used throughout his career, he's never really had any particular arm or shoulder problems. 2-2 pitch. There were a lot of pundits questioning the way the Brewers used him last year in their run to the playoffs, but to his credit, CC said, hey, I wanted the ball. I wanted to be in that situation. His agent was ready to hang himself, but, CC said, hey, we're playing to win right now, and that's why he's always been referred to as a great teammate by anybody that's played with him.
Well, he took that ball, I think, 4 straight starts with 3 days rest.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, he's exactly right. You're in it to win.
He walks Carroll with 2 down, and it's going to bring up Asdrubal Cabrera. And it's going to bring out pitching coach Dave Island once again.
Well, he has owned Cabrera tonight.
Yeah, Asdrubal 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts. And the last time up with 2 on and 2 out, he carved him up pretty good.
Yeah, he did. Well, the series continues tomorrow with the Yankees. All kids 14 and under, you're going to receive a baseball cap featuring ketchup from the Progressive Fields Hot Dog Derby. It's also Kids Day. Come on out. You run the bases after the game. Get on the plaza. Remember, it's an early start time, 12:40. Don't forget that. So if you're going to come have fun on the plaza, leave a little earlier.
Left-hander Phil Koch warming for the Yankees. CC wants to try to get through this 7th inning. And Girardi's going to give him at least one more shot here with Cabrera. And again, a swing and a miss for Asdrubal.
Right, see, he's had that pitch is eating up Cabrera tonight. He's looking for number 1, and you back off, you slow it down in situations like this, the hitters, and he can't hold up. He's swinging at that pitch regardless, thinking it's a fastball. He's swinging at the breaking ball. Look at that. Just continue to throw it. He can't stop swinging at it.
What happens to a hitter when he gets into that mode? He just can't.
Okay, don't swing. You can't help it.
Why do you lock your keys in the car sometimes?
Exactly.
You can't explain it. You just
How do you lose
right?
something? Well,
yeah.
You know what? Right now you lost your brain. He's seeing the ball, and he can't stop.
Right now you lost your brain. 2 on, 2 out, 0-2 count. And he does
there
lay
you
off.
go. Now he's talking to himself, saying, "Stay off of that pitch." Now watch. This is where you throw the fastball by him upstairs because he's looking to see that breaking ball again. See if they do it just to change the eye level, because he was finally able to quit swinging at it. And then, I mean, just to take him off, you could throw one shoulder height, about 97.
Cabrera came in tonight with a 6-game hitting streak, but he's been befuddled so far tonight.
Nope.
And he got him again.
Stayed right with the breaking ball.
3 straight strikeouts for Cabrera against CC. And after 7, it remains 8-3 New York. Frustrating night for Asdrubal Cabrera. He's punched out 3 times. And the Yankees lead it by 5 as we go to the 8th inning. Tomo-Oka stays on for his 4th inning of relief work tonight. And to his credit, he has done a nice job. He's allowed 1 run on 2 hits. Brett Gardner will be the batter. It was Gardner who scored the only run he's given up because he walked him. You keep the fast guys off the base, they can't score.
Well, again, and he ended up scoring where it was 1st and 3rd. He hustled to go to 3rd base. It was a ground ball that, might have had a play at him at home plate if it was fielded cleanly.
Oh, 0-2 quickly the count. Oka.
But Oka
going
was
right after him.
When you say he's coming out in his 4th inning of relief, he was starting down there in Columbus, so he can give you some length. There you go.
Took care of him this time. First strikeout for Tomo-Oka. Time now for our direct energy bringing the gas sequence. We'll go back to the 2nd inning of tonight's game. Derek Jeter against Fausto Carmona.
Start him off with a fastball, a sinker down and in. And boy, he wasted no time, did he? 3 straight.
We've got a stoppage of play here after one overzealous fan ran onto the field with his rally towel, and he was quickly rallied to the local precinct.
Well, that'll be an expensive day.
So Derek Jeter will be the batter. Jeter is 2 for 4 on the night with 2 singles and 2 runs batted in. CC Sabathia in line to get the win. Looking for number 5. Order has been restored here at the ballpark. And Jeter takes a strike. Cuts and misses, nothing and 2 the count. And Jeter is out looking. Back-to-back strikeouts for Oka here in the 8th. Get our great clip of the game from yesterday. Rafael Perez back in the big leagues, back in that Indians bullpen, and really throwing well.
Well, it's just good to see him back up here.
Relax, you're at Great Clips. Here is Johnny Damon with 1 hit on the night, 2 runs batted in, and a run scored. Back to the screen it goes. Nothing and 2 the count. Tomo-oka, born in Kyoto, Japan. Red Sox bought his contract from Yokohama back in 1999. Damon grounds to third, and the Yankees go 1-2-3, and Tomo-oka with a nice job out of the Indians bullpen here tonight, but the Tribe trailing it. Here, new Fuel Max tires help you get there on less gas. Calculate your savings at GoodyearTires.com. The Yankees lead it 8-3 as we move to the 8th inning of play. CC Sabathia's night over. Right-hander David Robertson coming on in relief. CC Sabathia allowing 3 runs on 5 hits tonight in his 7 innings of work, in line for his 5th win of the year. Let's get the results of tonight's Alltel text poll question of the game. 32% narrowly would have liked to have seen the Indians hold on to Jim Thome. 8-3 New York in front. Bottom of the 8th, Grady Sizemore to lead it off. He homered off CC Sabathia in the 6th. Only the 4th dinger allowed by Sabathia this year.
And the first one in quite some time to a left-handed hitter. But I mean, to CC's credit, he went right at him and challenged him. You know, Grady hit one foul early in the count. They sort of looked at each other, and he continued to throw him fastballs.
The 0-1. And a strike is called quickly, nothing into the count. The 0-2 in the dirt. And he struck him out. One down. Monday, August 3rd at Quail Hollow Resort and Country Club. It's the Cleveland Indians Charity Celebrity Golf Classic. Your day includes golf breakfast, lunch, and a post-golf cocktail party with live and silent auctions. For all the details, call 216-420-HITS or visit Indians.com/golf. Kelly Shopik 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts tonight. David Robertson fires it in there. Robertson faced the Indians in that first ever game at Yankee Stadium back on April 16th.
Won a couple innings in that game.
Yeah. Roller to third. Rodriguez had a little trouble with it, but recovers to throw out Shopik 2 away. Johnny Peralta 0 for 2. He walked in the 6th inning. Fouled out of play. David Robertson was originally a 17th round pick of the Yankees back in 06. Strike called inside edge. Robertson pitched at the University of Alabama. Down low with that pitch. Now, one thing about Robertson, it's always good. Only one way to endear yourself is to not allow a lot of home runs. And in his first year of pro ball back in 07, he didn't give up a single homer in his 84 innings of work. Down low. Coming into this year, he'd allowed 1 career homer in the minor leagues.
That's hard to believe, isn't it?
Peralta Peralta shoots it back foul. The payoff pitch. And a big bouncer towards third. Rodriguez with the spin, the throw, and a nice stretch by Teixeira to retire the side in order. 8 complete. 8-3 New York. Top 9th inning here at Progressive Field, and Tomooka looking for a 5th inning of relief here as Mark Teixeira out in front. Fausto Carmona started tonight, went 4 innings, gave up 2 solo homers in the 2nd inning, and then in the 4th inning he made some mistakes in his defense. Didn't help the cause. 2 errors as the Yankees scored 5 times to open up a 7-0 lead. Long run for DeRosa. He won't get to it. Drops inside the line, and in the second with a double is Mark Teixeira.
Well, again, that's the second time a hitter just flared one out there. Remember Matsui did it with the single back in the 7th with 2 outs. And that just hit and stuck inside the line. That'll go as a double. But now for the 6th straight game, the Yankees have over 10 hits, 10 or more hits.
A-Rod takes a strike. Rodriguez tonight, a couple of walks, a hit, and a fly out to center. This scoreboard update brought to you by Coors Light. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Taps it foul. Tomooka, who originally came to the United States when the Red Sox bought his contract from Yokohama in Japan. Then in 2001 he went to the Expos along with Rich Rundles in exchange for Uget Urbina. In 2005 he was traded to the Brewers in exchange for Junior Spivey. High fly ball, center field. Francisco will make the catch. Teixeira will hold at second base. One away. Here's our Northern Ohio Buick Pontiac GMC performance of the game. CC Sabathia, 7 strong innings
yes,
tonight.
Indeed. And no hits allowed. He had a no-hitter for 4 1/3 before they finally got that first hit, and they were able to put something on the board. He had 8 punch-outs on the evening. And he's looking for
win number 5.
Win number 5 is right.
Here's Robinson Cano, 1 for 4 with a 2-run single in the 4th. After Tomohoko went to the Brewers for Junior Spivey, he had an injury when he tore a rotator cuff the following year. Then in 2007, he went to the Blue Jays as a free agent. Then to the Cardinals as a free agent. Then to the Mariners as a free agent. Then to the White Sox as a free agent. That's hammered into right field. Coming home is Mark Teixeira. Choose, throw, cut off by Garco. Throw down to second, not in time. Robinson Cano drives in his 3rd run of the night, and it's 9-3 New York.
He hit this ball hard. That ball down and in. They wanted that target away, maybe getting a little tired. He missed his location, but Cano didn't miss that pitch. Chu comes in with it. He's going to hit it. As you can see, Cano, he's going to say, you better cut it. He will go to second on the throw. It makes it a 9-3 game.
And with 1 out, Jorge Posada, 1 for 4, will be the batter, homered, back in the 2nd inning tonight. Oka ready. And Posada fouling it out of play. Last year, Oka in 28 games with AAA Charlotte in the White Sox organization won 5, lost 11, had an ERA of 4.18, and then signed with the Indians as a free agent on December the 5th. And while that sounds like one of those years that might move a guy to call it a career, it was a year in which Tomohoko started 1-9, but he finished 5-3 with a 3.08 ERA in his last 17 games. So he felt like he had some things he figured out, turned around, and give it one more go. Why not?
Well, what do you know? He's at the big league level.
Yeah, when there's opportunities out there, who are you to say no?
Everybody needs pitching.
Pitch to Hideki Matsui is down low. Don't forget, fans, until midnight tonight, a ticket special. You can get upper box tickets at half price for the June 12th Friday night game when the Indians battle the St. Louis Cardinals. There's a long drive to left. That'll get down. That'll get another run home. 10-3 New York. On his way to second is Hideki Matsui. 3rd hit in the inning for New York. 2nd double. To get those half-price upper box tickets on Friday, June 12th, visit Indians.com and use the promo code GARCO.
Well, another ball slicing away, and Matsui staying on the right-handers. That is his 3rd hit tonight, his 2nd double. It is now 10-3. Baroa will come in to pinch run for Matsui.
That's down low. And Nick Swisher looks at a strike. You wonder what the future holds for a guy like Hideki Matsui. I mean, he's only 34. He'll be 35 next month. But it's obvious that the wheels are starting to go. Doesn't run well anymore. He was a terrific outfielder.
Yeah.
You know, when he first came over here, but you know, this is the last year of his contract, and
well, he's certainly not going to get the big money. I mean, all he can do is DH now. You can't play the outfield. The knees are going. We'll have to wait and see.
3-1 pitch to Swisher. That is hit high and foul down the left side. That'll get into the seats. Full count. Texas Rangers making a strong bid to become the first American League team to 30 wins this year. They are tattooing Oakland 10-1. 29-19, looking for their third straight win. They lead the West by 4.5. Payoff pitch. Swung on and missed, and the inning is over. Yankees get 2 more. We go to the bottom of the ninth. 10-3 New York. (10-3) in favor of the Yankees, going to the bottom of the ninth here at Progressive Field. And from high above, courtesy of the Goodyear blimp, you look down into Progressive Field. Ramiro Pena has come on now to play third base. And the new pitcher is Jose Veras.
Coming out for the 22nd time, a 3-1 record. An ERA of 6.41. Signed as a free agent by the Yankees back in December. Originally signed by Tampa back in 1998. Coming on to finish it up here in the 9th inning, he will face Chu, DeRosa, and Garko, the scheduled hitters.
In the air, pretty well hit. Deep center field. Gardner back. He's out of room. It's out of here. Shin-Soo Choo with his 7th home run on the year. A towering blast to straightaway center. And it's a 10-4 ball game.
Well, it didn't take long, did it? One pitch to get out of here. And I mean, that one went above the first row of trees out there. Check it out, our Pepsi home run replay. And that is deep to center. And watch, this one goes up over that big wall. That was a long way.
Now Mark DeRosa 1 for 3 with a single, takes a strike.
Ouch.
That hit him. Second Indians batter hit by a pitch tonight.
Yeah, he tried to throw the old curve ball or some breaking ball that he just got underneath, and the ball slipped out of his hand. Came in and hit DeRosa. Well, that'll happen after that first pitch you throw lands about 440 feet away.
Yeah.
You try to throw that breaking ball and make it as good as you can be.
And Ryan Garko with an RBI single, and he was also hit by a pitch his last time up. Tried to hold up. Did he go too far? Able to hold up, says Jeff Nelson. Jose Veras out of the Dominican Republic, spent 6 years in the Devil Rays organization and then signed with the Rangers in 2005. Spent 1 year in their farm system and then signed on with the Yankees.
Is that what it was, Tommy? 460 feet. I thought it was 440. It went farther than that. He's
1-1 pitch. Somebody with a chart had that
Bart,
calculated.
yeah, Bart had it over there. It had a little extra carry, didn't it?
Well, the one thing we've always known about Shin-Soo Choo, he's got that explosive power. When he leans into one, they go a long way.
Tried that breaking ball again, almost hit Garko.
Yeah, and you know, this is the one thing about Veras. Everybody's always said, great arm, control and command sometimes an issue.
So he tries to really snap it, and it just stays inside. And, you know, Garko doesn't move. He stayed there, almost tried to get hit.
Shoots at the first. What a stop by Teixeira. He'll take the out there. And the second goes Mark DeRosa.
That's why that guy is a Gold Glove winner. He makes plays like that quite often. And I mean, that's a double. I mean, that's a slapped. He's coming off first base that way and then has to break back. And he thought about throwing it, but wisely held on to it. Nice play. Look at breaking one way, having to go back the other. Actually, foot looked like it gave way. Slipped, but he was able to catch the ball and make an out. Good play.
One down in the ninth. Ben Francisco 0 for 3, the batter. Francisco twice has tested Johnny Damon in left field, and twice Damon has taken possible hits away from him. A sinking liner caught in the 5th, A drive that was over Damon's head that he was able to run back and make a catch on in the 7th. One ball and one strike. Jose Veras trying to close it out for New York. Now the 2-1 pitch. Chopper to third. Wasn't it 10-4 just a few nights ago in the 9th inning?
Yeah, yes it was. Well, we'll see if he walks a few guys, and you never know what happens. Yes, it was. You're exactly right.
Two pitch. Inside, full count. Well, if Veras walks Francisco, we're going to see just how patient Joe Girardi is. Already I see stirring in the Yankee bullpen, so he's already thinking with me. 3-2 pitch. Francisco ropes it fair down the left field line. Coming around third, Mark DeRosa will score. Into second base with an RBI double is Ben Francisco. And he finally hit one where Johnny Damon couldn't take it away from him. It's a 10-5 ball game as DeRosa scores. And Francisco gets his 20th RBI on the year.
Well, another pitch up in the zone. He doesn't have a breaking ball, so you don't have to sit on it as a hitter. He just can't control or throw that pitch. So as a hitter, you can look for pretty much fastballs. Francisco keeps it fair inside the line and finally gets rewarded for hitting the ball hard. That'll drive in a run. It's a 10-5 game and brings up Jamie Carroll with another runner in scoring position.
Well, the bugs are starting to descend on Jose Veras. You see him swatting him away with his glove there. As Brett Tomko warms in the Yankee bullpen. Jamie Carroll will be the batter. Carroll, an RBI single back in the 5th. And it's outside for ball one. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. After the ball game, the Conrad's postgame show, as always, comes your way. Look back at the highlights, get you ready for Game 3 in this 4-game series, which comes your way tomorrow afternoon. Actually, a 12:40 start to be specific. 25 minutes earlier than normal on our Sunday afternoon game. Strike at the knees, 1-2 the count. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner at second here in the bottom of the ninth. Tribe trailing 10-5. 2-2 count on Carroll. With his Drupal Cabrera waiting on deck. And a swing and a miss. 2 down. First strikeout for Veras.
Finally able to throw that slider, in the strike zone.
And right now, as Drupal Cabrera comes to the plate, just happy to see anybody other than CC Sabathia out there on the mound. He struck out in his last 3 at-bats against CC. Twice to end innings with 2 men on base. Now he'll get to bat from the left side.
Well, in his 4 at-bats tonight against CC, 16 pitches, 13 of those pitches were for strikes. But then again, he was swinging at everything that it was thrown up there.
And quickly the count 0-2. The 2-strike pitch is way outside. As Drupal Cabrera trying to extend the game here. With a runner at second and 2 down and a 1-2 count. Jose Veras delivers. And a ground ball to short. Jeter throws him out and the game is over. The Yankees win it by a final score of 10-5, and they've taken the first 2 in this 4-game series. 10 runs, 13 hits, no errors, 7 men left for the Yankees. 5 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors, 4 left for the Indians. Win goes to